My name is Victor Udo, mathematics teacher here at Destiny Secondary School, Eket, at Oregon State. And as you can see, before I just started, I had my fixed maths on because of the season we're in, because of the pandemic. So all the students back home, please stay safe, eat good, exercise well, and obey your parents. So down to business for the day. All right, today we'll be looking at statistics in mathematics. So basically we're looking at measures of variations, which are, the ones we'll be looking at today is the range, the variance, and the standard deviation. So basically, measures of variation tends to tell us how a distribution varies from a set figure or a set of numbers. Now, if we look at these measures of variation, we'll have the range, we'll have the variance, and the standard deviation. So basically, we'll start with the range. The range here simply tells you that the range is a set of numbers. The range of a set of numbers is the difference between the largest number and the smallest number. If we're looking at it critically in our everyday life, we can use an example of the salary structure of our political leaders. If we look at the salary of the president and that of the councillor of your local government, it varies a whole lot. Let's take, for instance, the president's salary is ₦1,000,000 and that of the councillor is 100,000 naira. In between the councillor and the president, there are several other political positions which have different salary structure. So now we're looking at the highest and the lowest. Let's use, for instance, that the highest is that of the president, which is ₦1,000,000, and that of the councillor, which is the lowest, which is 100,000 naira. So the range of this figure or this salary is the 1,000,000 minus the 100,000. That gives us 900,000. That is the range of that value. So we're looking at the range. For example, example 1 here, we'll find the range of the following set of scores. We have 79, 60, 52, 34, 58, and 60. This is a scattered distribution. So now you have to arrange it in a chronological order in the sense of arranging it in order of magnitude. So we have something like 79, 60, 60, 58, 52, 34. This has been arranged from the highest to the lowest. It tells you that, let's take for instance, this is the highest pay structure and this is the lowest. So we have 79 and 34. The range now is the highest number minus the smallest number. That will give you the range of figures of this very example we have here. So the highest number from this example is 79, while the lowest is what? 34. So if you look at this is scattered here. So we arrange it backward to have it from the highest to the lowest. You could make it from the lowest to the highest, no matter what. But the key thing here to note is that it must be the highest number minus the smallest number of the set of distribution. That is the range. Hope you got that right. Now we'll go to the deviation from the mean. Before we get into the variance, you've got to know the deviation from the mean. The deviation from the mean is very important in determining the variance and standard deviation. So let's get down to the deviation from the mean. If the mean of a distribution is subtracted from any number in the distribution, the result is called the deviation of the value from the mean. This is grammar, but mathematics is not about grammar, so we're getting straight down to what this statement just implies. So now they said the deviation of the mean of a distribution is subtracted from any value. If the mean of a distribution is subtracted from any value in the distribution, the result is the deviation. What does this simply imply? I'll break it down to a family setting first before I apply it to a mathematical set of data. Take for instance, you're at home, your parents are at home, you guys are 5 in the family, maybe perhaps 3 boys and 2 girls. And let's look at just your siblings alone now. In the house, 5 persons, in the house of 5 persons, 3 might like fufu, while 2 might prefer eating rice. So those who prefer eating rice and those who prefer eating fufu, there's something there. There's a difference, there's a deviation. A set of persons are following a certain pattern, and another set are saying no, we don't like this route, we want to take this route. So some of them are saying we want it, for another person, and the other set is saying they want to eat right. So there's a difference in this scenario. So the deviation now are those who don't want to follow the set rule. If the parents said it's fufu in this house, those who don't want to follow this fufu now that goes for right, they are deviating from the central idea of which the parents have set already, which is the fufu. They said they want fufu in this house alone, and now there are two persons who say they don't want. They are deviating from that set of rules. So that applies to this very set of values we're talking about here. So now we have the deviation from the mean. The deviation from the mean here, we've treated the mean in our previous class, which you know that the mean is the sum of the set of numbers divided by the total number of value or figures in that set. So now, if you are deviating from the mean, if you have 1 to 5 percent and you are deviating from the mean, a set of numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A set of numbers of 1, 2, 3, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The mean is the summation of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 divided by how many numbers are in that set? There are 5 numbers. So when you sum up 1, 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 divided by the total number, which is 5, that gives you the mean. So now we're getting back to the deviation from the mean. So if the mean of a set of numbers is 5, and that numbers are ranging from, let's say, 1 to 10, now the deviation from the mean is those numbers, each of those numbers. Let's say the numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The deviation is those numbers minus the mean of those numbers we've talked about. But let's get down to this variable so that you understand it properly. Now, they said that is the deviation. So using the example of a family setting now, we'll have something like this. They said, for example, the mean of the numbers 5, 8, 5, 9, 7, 6 is 7. If the mean is 7, this has been predetermined already. So now the mean here is 7, which you can figure it out. You add 8 plus 5 plus 9 plus 7 plus 6 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would definitely give you 7. That would be the mean. Now they've given us the mean already here, so we're not calculating the mean. So the mean here is 7. And they said we're trying to look at how to explain deviation from the mean. So they said their deviation from the mean are, look, they're giving you the set of numbers 8, 5, 9, 7, 6. So if they are deviating from the mean is the central value, the value that represents that class. So that is 7. Now those who are not in that range of 7 now, they are deviating. So if you want to know the deviation of each number from the mean, which is 7, you look at it here. The first number we have here is 8. So if you look at this, you have the number minus the mean. So the first number, which is 8 here, is 8 minus the mean. The mean which has been given here is 7. So we have 8 minus 7, which gives us 1. The next number here is 5. So we have 5 minus 7, which gives us minus 2. Then we'll have the next number as 9. 9 minus 7, which is the mean, gives us 2. Then we'll have another number, 7. 7 minus the mean, which is 7. 7 minus 7 is 0. Then we'll have 6 minus 7, which is the last number, that gives us minus 1. So these numbers you've gotten all down here are what we call the deviation from the mean. Those who don't, if we use 7 as the fufu in that family setting, those who don't want to eat fufu, that is 7. You now see the variation of those who don't want to eat fufu. The only person here that wants to eat fufu is this very person. 7 minus 7 here, now gives you 0. That person wants, that's the only person that. The rest, they vary. They don't want to follow that set rule. So they are deviating. The difference, they vary from that mean that has been set, that standard that has been set. So now look at the variation. We have 1, minus 2, 2, 0, and minus 1. So 0 is the only person that followed that rule of eating the fufu using this family setting, just in a lighter mode. Now we're looking at, if you add this division, it gives a result of 0. Anytime you find a deviation from the mean, the sum of that deviation must be equal to 0. You can see it here. You should note here that they said for any distribution, the sum of the deviation from the mean is 0. For any distribution, the sum of the deviation from the mean, the sum of the deviation, that means you add the deviation, the sum is the addition of the deviation. So you know that this is the deviation, the number minus the mean is the deviation. So the sum of the deviation must always give you what? 0. So that's what we've got there for the mean deviation from the mean. This is very important in determining the variance and the standard deviation. I hope you got that right. So now we'll go to this second measure of variation, which is the variance. Variance is very important, very, very important. So you've got to pay attention here, so you get it. All right. So the variance. So from the definition, they say the variance, the mean of the squares of the deviation from the mean is called the variance. This is back to what I'm saying. It's grammar. Mathematics is not grammar. You have to have a pictorial view of that, an imaginative concept of what they're saying there. Mathematics is not grammar. So they said the mean of the squares of the deviation from the mean is called the variance. Let's break it down. Now, what do they mean by that? They said the mean of the squares of the deviation. The mean, remember that the mean is the summation of the numbers in a distribution divided by the total number of numbers in that distribution. Let me just give you a quick interpretation of what I mean by the mean. I know it's just for a revision because you know this already, but let me just represent it here so you see what I'm saying. The mean, which is represented as x bar in mathematics, anytime you see x bar, we refer to it as the mean. So now the mean is equal to the summation. When you see some sign like this that looks like E, which is not E though, it simply tells you addition or summation, that is adding. So the mean, which is x bar, is equal to the summation of the numbers in a given set. So now the mean should be summation of what? N. Summation of x. Let the numbers in a given set be represented as x. Like for instance, if I give you a set of numbers of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those numbers are represented as what? X. For example, these numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I say you should find the mean of these numbers. What does that simply mean? It simply means you should add these numbers I've given you here and divide it by the total numbers in that set. What does that simply mean? Add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. If you add 1 plus 2, that gives you 3. 3 plus 3 is what? 6. Why 6 plus 4 is 10. Then 10 plus 5 is what? 15. So the summation of x here represents all these numbers you've seen here. So now the summation of x is what? 15. In this case we have 15. Summation of x is 15. And now the total number of figures in that set, how many are there in that set? If this is a classroom of this set of 8, how many are there in that classroom? Look at the figures, you now count it. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 persons in that class. So now when you add their ages and divide it by the 5 persons, that definitely will give you the mean of that set. So now we'll give you divided by n, and n is the number of figures in that set. So we'll have divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. And that gives you 15 divided by 5 gives you what? 3. This is the mean. I'm just bringing your mind back to what we did last time. So don't think that that's just for revision purposes. We're getting down to variance so you understand the concept of variance. So if you understand what the mean simply tells you here, the mean, always remember, is x bar. And this sign is summation, addition. Add everything given to you in that set and divide it by the total number of persons or figures in that set. And that's what we just did in this example. Let's get down to variance. Now they said the mean of the set of squares of deviations from the mean is called the variance. The mean of the squares. Now, if you look at this, if you sum the mean, these are the deviations. These are the deviations from the mean. So now, if you square the deviation, and sum it up and find the mean, that will give you the what? The variance. That is what it means. Just calm down. You get to understand this. Now look at this now. We have 1 minus 2, 2, 0, 1. Remember, note, for any distribution, the sum of the deviations from the mean is always 0. It will always give you 0. But when you square it, that's if you're squaring it, you're trying to have the positive value of each value in that deviation. The positive value of each value in that distribution. That is why we are squaring the deviation. When you square the deviation, each and every one of the division, when you square it and you add it, you square and you add. When you now add it, you now find the mean of that addition you did. That will give you the variance. That is variance for you. So let's get to an example so you understand what I'm saying. Now look at this. They said calculate the variance of the set of numbers 85976. 85976. Now the solution here. before you find the variance, the first thing you have to note is that you must find the mean. Without the mean, you can't find the variance, because without the mean, you can't find the deviation. So it's just like trying to travel to somewhere. You must go to the park to enter, unless you have a car. For those who don't have the car, you must go to the park so that you bought the motor to your destination. So if you want to find the variance, you must go to the park, and going to the park is simply finding the mean. So you're going to the park now to board your motor. So now the mean now is the first thing you look for when you are calculating for the variance. First of all, don't ever forget this. Make sure you find the mean of those numbers given to you when calculating the variance. So let's look at the numbers given to us. Now the numbers are 8, 5, 9, 7, 6. Now you have to find the mean. Using the example we just did here earlier on, you have to find the mean using the same example. Now we're having a set of numbers 8, 5, 9, 7, 6. Back there we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now finding the mean of 8, 5, 9, 7, 6. Remember I told you the mean is the summation of all the numbers divided by the total number of figures given to you there. Now we have the numbers as 8, 5, 9, 7, 6. So the mean therefore is 8 plus 5 plus 9 plus 7 plus 6, which you have here. 8 plus 5 plus 9 plus 7 plus 6. So how many are those numbers in that set? Now we have to count it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 numbers there, and this perhaps represent the age of some students in the class. So how many students are in that class? There are 5 students in that class. What are their ages? 8, 5, 9, 7, 6. So you have to sum all the ages divided by the total number of students in that class. That will definitely give you the mean. So we have 8 plus 5 plus 9 plus 7 plus 6, which is equal to 35. And the total number of students in that class is what? 5. So it's 35 divided by 5. And 35 divided by 5 is definitely 7. You know that, right? So now we get down to the next thing. Finding the mean, you've now entered the park. Now you're heading to, let's take for instance, you're in Eket in Akwa Ibom State, this beautiful city of Eket. It's so awesome. So you're in Eket now, you're trying to go to Uyo, another beautiful city. So you have to go to the park. Go to the park so that you board the motor. So going to the park is just like finding the mean. So we're not in the park, so we're trying to pay so that we'll enter the bus or taxi that will take us to Uyo. So now we've paid them and we've gotten 7, which is the mean. So now we have to find a deviation. Deviation is like okay, let's start moving on the road. Let's imagine that. So we're moving on the road now. So now we have the deviation from the mean. Who are those persons like that? The mean is 7. No, the mean is the central. Those who want to eat fufu from the initial. Remember my funny example. So the initial set pattern, what is set? The standard is 7. How many people don't want to follow 7? Let's see them. Let's see how they vary. That is the deviation. So if the mean is 7, who are those deviating from the mean? Who are those not obeying the mean? Now we have it. We have each of the numbers minus the mean will give us how those numbers vary from the mean. If you subtract each of those numbers from the mean, remember the mean we've gotten here is 7. So if you subtract each of the numbers from 7, it will give you the deviation. That is what we call the deviation of a set group of numbers. So now we have this now. The deviation of the mean are 8 minus 7. 8 minus 7 we have here as 1. That's why I wrote that one here. The next one is 5. 5 minus 7. That is the number minus the mean. Each number represented in that group minus the mean will give you the deviation. Each number. So the first number we have here is 8. So 8 minus the mean which we found is 8 minus 7, which is 1. The next one is 5 minus 7. 5 minus 7 is minus 2. The next number we have is 9. 9 minus 7, which is the mean again, is what? 2. 9 minus 7 is 2. Then the next number is 7. 7 minus 7, you know. 7 minus 7 is 0. Then finally we have 6 minus 7, which is the mean. And that is what? Minus 1. So now this set of numbers we've gotten here are called what? The deviation. Those who deviated from the mean. The central value, the standard. Those who deviated. Look at this person, he deviated by 1 value. This person deviated by minus 2 values. So you have seen how they vary. It's only 0 here, the person that has 7 that followed that set rule. That person that entered. So that is the deviation. So now we get to the sum of the squares of the deviation from the mean. Follow me. The variance is the sum of the squares of the deviation. The mean of the sum of the squares of the deviation. I told you that was grammar. I'm trying to break it down bit by bit, then I'll not structure it so you understand what I'm trying to tell you. Now back to what we're saying. We found the mean. We found the mean first by going to the park. Now we're deviating. We're leaving our position in the park, going to Uyo. So that is the deviation. Look at it. And now we're trying to arrive at our destiny. Now let's get to see what will happen. Now, the sum of the squares of the division. Note, if you sum all these numbers, it will always give you what? 0. I told you this. If you sum the division, note, for any distribution, the sum of the deviation from the mean, those who deviated from the mean, the sum of the deviation from the mean is what? 0. The sum of the deviation from the mean is 0. So when you sum all these numbers here, it will give you 0. And that's not what we're trying to find. We're trying to find the variance. And the variance, you have to find the positive value of the what? The deviation. How do you find the positive value? You can notice that we have some negative numbers here. How do you find the positive value? You know that the square of a negative number is always what? A positive number. Remember that, don't forget that. The square of a negative number is always and always will be a positive number. So now we're trying to turn all these numbers to find the square of all these numbers, and that will definitely make all these numbers turn to what? Positive, even though some are positive already. So the negative will turn positive, while the positive remains positive. Now we'll get down to business. Now we have the sum of the squares of the deviation from the mean. We're summing the squares of the deviation from the mean. Look at the deviation. So we're summing the squares. The first square here, look at the first division. We're squaring it. Is what? 1 square. The second one is what? Minus 2 square. The third one is 2 square. You can see it. We'll have 0 square, and finally we'll have minus 1 square. Are you getting it? Now we are summing the square of the deviation. First of all, you have to square the division. After squaring the division, you now sum it. So we're doing it at the same time. Alright, so we're squaring it and summing, squaring and summing, squaring and summing consecutively. So that will give us something. And remember, it will not give you 0 again. It will give you something special. Now we have this. We have 1 square, which is 1, minus 2 square is plus 4. Because I told you, the square of a negative number is what? A positive number. The square of a negative number is always a positive number. So the square of this negative number will always give you a positive number. It's just like saying minus 2 times 2, minus 2 times minus 2. You know that minus times minus is what? Plus. 2 times 2 is 4. So we have minus 2 square is what? 4. Then we'll have 2 square, which is 4. 0 square is 0. Then we'll have finally minus 1 square is what? 1. Now we sum up everything. We have now squared the division and summed it up. Let's sum it up and have it specifically go. So we have 1 plus 4, which is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 0 is still 9. Then 9 plus 1 is what? 10. Now we have summed the what? The square of the deviation. You sum the square. Look at the deviations here. So you sum, you add the square. So you add the square of the deviation, add the square of the deviation consecutively, and finally we'll have 10. And remember, I said the variance is the mean of the sum of the squares of the deviation. So you have summed the squares of the division, but you have to find the mean of the sum. And remember, the mean is just a summation. You've just done the summation now. So how many are they there? You just divide it and find the final answer. So how many of those numbers, or let's say these numbers represent the students in the class, and the numbers there are just their ages. So how many of those students are in the class? We count them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the sum of the squares of the deviation is 10. And to find the mean of the sum of the squares of the deviation will be what? 10 minus the total number of students in that class, which is we counted is what? 5. So we have 10 minus divided by 5. 10 divided by 5 will now give us what? 2. And that is what we call the variance of this set of distribution. I hope you understand what I just did. Let me just take it back a little bit. I said the variance, the mean of the squares of the division, the mean of the squares of the division. Mean is separate. Then the squares of the division, make sure you find the mean, then find their division. When you find the division, square it and add it, square it and add it, then find the mean. When you add everything, divide by the total number of students in that class, that will give you the variance. And that is the variance. You know, back to what where we started, we said measures of variation. We talked about range, variance, and standard deviation. Because of time factor, the next episode will be a standard deviation. So if you're watching Nollywood, Bollywood, Gollywood, or whatever, please make sure you subscribe to Destiny Wood and you change your life for better. Remember, stay safe, wear your face mask, wash your hands regularly, eat well, and pray. God will see us through this pandemic. Thank you. Have a nice day.